From India, a master brings the art of yoga to China. He builds a fitness empire based on spirituality and calm, and finds a new home in China. Join us today on Up Close as we meet Manmohan Singh Bandari. Yogi Mohan, it's such a pleasure to have you here with us today.
It's my pleasure to you call me here.
So I have to tell you, this is a very special episode because this is the very first time that I get to interview in my bare feet.
No, it is like we cover our feet from morning to the evening. That is very good because we walk here and there. But we are not sending the fresh air to these feet. But especially if you see in China, we have a concept of the foot massage. And they say we have a different point in our soul. And if you press them, in different organs of your body get healthy. So if surface is clean and you can walk barefoot, it will be always wonderful. In India, we believe if we walk 10 minutes barefoot, early in the morning, it is always very good for the health, especially for the eyes.
So why do we keep our feet always wrapped up in these shoes, and uncomfortable ones at those too? I would walk barefoot all day if I could. This is wonderful. I feel very free today, so thank you for that.
You're welcome.
So I can't help but draw a very distinct similarity between your name, Manmohan Singh Bandari, and the current Prime Minister of India, who's Manmohan Singh.
Yeah, we both have same name.
What does it mean?
In India, our whole society is divided into 4 groups. The first group called Brahmin, who is mostly their work to teach other people. They are scholar or they are teachers in the schools. And the second group called Kshatriya, that warriors, who protect the country or do the other job. And the third one called the business people, who do the different type of business. And the last one who serve, who do the other type of work. So we both, our Prime Minister and me, and belong the second group, the warrior group, to protect the country.
And so is that why there is a similar nomenclature or name?
Yes, there is many.
Okay.
If you find you belong to same group, many times you will have many same names there.
Right. Well, and like the Prime Minister of India, you are involved in your own type of Sino-India exchange, and that's through yoga.
Now, if you see, I always believe these 2 countries, they have so many Asian practices, wonderful practices, which can bring these 2 country people very close to each other. Because since 10 years I'm in China and teaching yoga, and I always feel the concept of yoga or the science of yoga, it is not very new for Chinese people. Because in yoga, we deal with the body, with the energy, and with the mind. And if you see in China, we have Tai Chi, we have Qigong. And these practices, they deal with the body, they deal with the mind, and they deal with the energy. So it is not physical-oriented practices. They deal with all aspect of the life, all aspect of the personality.
Is it practiced differently in China? I know you and your wife, you founded Yogi Yoga. You have centers around China. Is it practiced differently here in China than it would be in India or other places?
This cannot be different. For example, if Tai Chi master go to India to teach Tai Chi, he will not develop something new. What he's teaching here, he will teach there. So our purpose to give the traditional way of practicing yoga to Chinese people, a pure way how the Indians practice, the same way we are teaching here. So we don't make any difference. For Chinese people this is, and for Indian people this is, Western people this is. So it should be equal, and it should be completely traditional.
I simply cannot believe how fast yoga has grown in the last 10 years. When I first came back to China in 2003, there was only maybe 1 or 2 centers here in Beijing.
You're very right. When in 2003 I came here, there was 3 centers here, only 3 centers. And that time, the group of the people who coming to the practice, they are quite different. Many times that time people ask me if yoga is coming from America.
From America?
Yeah, I feel also very surprised like you. Why the people are asking like this? So I asked them many times, why you think like this? They say, we always see, mostly time the yoga teacher, they coming from Western countries. So that's why many people think yoga is coming from the Western countries. And that time the group of the people who come to the practice, they are in society, they are very rich people. or they are the CEO or very high post of the company, or the people who already has lived out of the China, they come to the practice. But if you see in 10 years, the yoga become a part of, I can say, the part of the Chinese people. Even you go to even the small town, you find the yoga centers there. And now nobody is unaware of the yoga. If you ask anyone about yoga, they can tell what is yoga really.
Do you think people, the Chinese people, like yoga because of the fitness aspects? I mean, there's this ideal body, and it's a yoga body, thin and very muscular and flexible. Is it the fitness aspect, or is it the meditation aspect that people are very interested in, the spiritual aspect?
I think you are very correct. People, everybody want to have a very beautiful body, a healthy body. And the yoga, if you're practicing well, continuously, yoga can give you a very healthy and fit body. But majority of the people, in the beginning, may they come for only this purpose. But as they practice, they realize it is a very small part of the yoga practice. What yoga really do, it increase as you practice continuously, it increase your awareness. In sense, many people, they feel after practicing 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, they feel they are quite different. Their behavior is quite different than before, or the way of thinking is quite different than before, or what they liked before. Now they don't think so much. It is, I really want that thing. So what really happened? People before, maybe they do the things and they think after doing if I have done right or wrong. But yoga create that awareness. Before doing the things, you are thinking if I should do this action or I should not do this action. So this awareness comes by the practice of yoga. And that's how this physical aspect, of course, is always there. But what happened, the person immediately start feeling there is something more in mental level. Because as Chinese people, this economy is growing, the life standards are increasing in Chinese society, the more stress is coming there. And to cope with this stress and same time working hard to keep that lifestyle continuously growing, yoga is a great instrument because it's quieten the mind and give you a very strong and healthy body to deal with the whatever you can do in physical level and mental level.
Right, so the physicality, the fitness, the strength, the flexibility actually also affects the mental state of being.
No.
People have told me that they feel much more grounded when they do yoga.
It is, you see, in yoga we say physical body is very important because it is very clear in yoga is written, if your body is not healthy, your mind cannot be quiet. It will be always crazy. So you have to build a strong and healthy body to have a quiet mind.
When did you start practicing yoga? How long has it been?
My hometown, my birthplace is very high mountain of Himalayas. And it is between the way of a very big pilgrimage of Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva, we say he is a creator of yoga, or he's a founder of yoga. So this pilgrimage opened for 6 months for normal people like us. And it closed after that because it is completely covered by the snow. So door is closed of the temple. But when this closed, then many yogis, the yoga practitioners, they go up to this pilgrimage because when it's open, there's so much crowd. So these people, so as our place, my village is on the way, so this yogi, they stay in our village. So people offer them food and shelter, everything. And as a child, we just go to see them and we see them practicing, and they also like to play with the children's teaching us. So if I say from when I start learning, I will not say from childhood because I play like I'm just playing other thing.
So you would just follow along with these yogis, they would be in a certain pose and you would imitate them just for fun.
Just like a child. So, but I still remember is a winter season, and we have many yogis, they come and they stay there. And whenever we have time, because it's a very small village, only maybe 50 families live there. And when new person comes, the children's, they are very excited because maybe this person will give us some sweet to eat. So we all run as we know. So always this master, they have something for children because they're coming for many years to this pilgrimage. But a serious practice of yoga, I will say, it start from 13 to 14 years.
All right, when we come back, we're going to hear more from Yogi Mohan. Please stay tuned. From India, a master brings the art of yoga to China. He builds a fitness empire based on spirituality and calm, and finds a new home in China. Join us today on Up Close as we meet Manmohan Singh Bandari. And welcome back to Up Close, where I'm here with Yogi Mohan. Yogi Mohan, you said that you started seriously practicing yoga when you were 13 or 14. How did that change you? How did yoga practice and studying seriously, how did that change your outlook?
If I look back, that time I was a boy who liked to play everything. And once I start practicing yoga, and that was one condition from my master. If you want to practice yoga, you have to give all other sports. So I was thinking, if I do or I don't do. Then one day I asked him, why you want me to stop other sports? So he gave me many reasons why I should stop. But I realized while living with him, he is the person who do nothing than the yoga practice. And he told me, if you really want to get success in this path of yoga, you have to focus completely in the beginning. So I realized that, and I practiced with him. So what I can say what yoga has changed me, if I have not practiced, because I have seen my many friends, those were wonderful people, and what they have become because of the many other things. So maybe I'm maybe not a very successful person, not a very quiet and calm person, who think maybe more material things, but not about the spiritual thing. So for me, what yoga has given me, he gave me is a right knowledge of the life.
So how long did you have to practice? You basically had to dedicate your life to yoga practice?
Now, once you say, yes, I'm a yoga practitioner, a serious yoga practitioner, that means you have to practice every day. So in the beginning, of course, we need to work hard, as everybody has this body which is not habitual to practice yoga postures or other type of practice. You need to have a time to work with this body, to make this body to do all the things, all the practices what we have in yoga. But in the beginning, I was in the morning, we start 5:30 and it go up to 9 o'clock. And then we have a light breakfast. And as we are very young, 13, 14, so of course the long practice from 5:30 to 9. After that, we don't want to do anything. But we see the teacher, he just finishes breakfast, and after half an hour he come back. It's a very light breakfast, we just only take the milk. And he again practice up to 12 o'clock. And then he eat his lunch, and then he go to the meditation up to the evening, 4 o'clock. He come back to practice, and then again he eat his dinner, and then go again for meditation. And for us, that time we're practicing in the morning and the evening. So it is always, what I feel always, I have very good teachers who teach me so well. And by seeing their lifestyle, I know what to do in yoga practices and what can make your yoga practices beneficial, or which factor can destroy your practice.
So I'm watching you as you're speaking, and your calmness, your composure. This is something that's achieved through years of yoga practice. Your regular yoga practitioner, I guess maybe we can't even be called yoga practitioners. The people who go maybe once a week, once every 2 weeks, maybe even once a month, but we love it. Can we be called yoga practitioners, and would we achieve this level of calm?
No, everybody can get that, because I have seen many people, even if you come to our evening classes, we have 6 o'clock, 6:30, 7 and 7:30. When the people are coming to this evening classes, you watch their face. They are tense, they are agitating, they don't want to see in other person's eyes.
A day at the office.
They really don't want to see in other people's eyes. And they are just easily become angry for very small things. And once they finish the class, you observe again their face. They're so quiet. They want to see in the people's eyes. They talk very carefully. They don't want to hurt other person. And they take their time. So even within one class, you can feel this change. So you no need really to have a very many years of the practice. In one class can make you understand what you can get by the practice. So if you practice twice a week, 3 times a week, I think it is enough.
You could achieve that state, right? Tell me why you decided to move to China in 2003.
Now, it is all happened because of one accident. The yin yang, she came to the India for the practice of yoga. So I was teaching in Rishikesh. Rishikesh is called world capital of yoga in India. So she came there for practice and she stayed 1 week in our ashram called Paramatniketan. And I have teach her, I think she was very serious student, want to learn everything. So I taught her 1 week. She was practicing asanas, pranayama and meditation, and then she left that ashram. And then after 20 days, she called back to the ashram people, if we can send this teacher to China for 1 month. So they asked me if you want to go there or not. So that is the time of summer. In summer, it gets hot, so we close the center and you have holidays for 2 months or 3 months. So I say it's a good chance. I can visit the China and it will be wonderful. That's how I come here and start teaching yin yang, and then start teaching her friend, and then it's grow continuously.
It's a bit of a love story too, isn't it? Because yin yang, you two are, she's now your wife?
Yes. It is like when I came first time, I stay only 20 days in China, and then I go back. So after 6 months, the yin yang has choose the place for the practice. It's only for herself and for her friends. The idea was only to open the center for friends and for herself. So I come back, and when I came back second time also, I thought I'm going for 2 months, 3 months, maximum 6 months. I have never think I'm going to stay for a very long time here. So that's why without any hesitation I come back here. And as I start teaching, day by day, the more and more people want to practice. And we start having a membership we start just 1 month. And the people say, no, we have to have minimum 6 months. So we say, okay, then say, no, 6 months is not enough, it should be 1 year. And then it's 1 year, and in this way, many people start coming. And the yin yang is this wonderful person. Her willpower is so strong. Of course, she's so beautiful. And her willpower is so strong. She has a very good energy. And this energy make you, if you stay close to her, it make you do the new things. And she always has a very good vision for the future. So for me, I'm very satisfied whatever I have. I never want like a so big center and this. But she has a very good vision for the future. And her intellect is very sharp. So she has many qualities. And of course, when we stay together, we come closer and closer to each other.
All right, well, when we come back, we're going to hear more from Yogi Mohan. Please stay with us. From India, a master brings the art of yoga to China. He builds a fitness empire based on spirituality and calm, and finds a new home in China. Join us today on Up Close as we meet Manmohan Singh Bandari. And welcome back to Up Close. Yogi Mohan, you were talking about the teacher-student relationship, and that's not only for the classes that you're teaching, but I know that you are teaching yoga practitioners to become instructors themselves. Tell me a little bit about the Chinese and Chinese becoming yoga instructors.
We started in the teacher training in 2004, and it started only, I think it was 15-day teacher training, because that time the people they say we don't have time, we cannot come for a long time for trainings. But there was not so many people aware of yoga practice. So Yoga was first yoga center who started 15 days teacher training. That before that there was 7 days teacher training, even there was 5 days teacher training. And I always feel the yoga is a vast subject. You cannot give something in very short time. And if you make them train in very short time, maybe once they go out, they may create so many confusion.
Right. How do you sustain that quality?
That was the problem. So we say we cannot compromise with the quality. Once the people want to teach yoga, at least they have a right understanding about yoga. So we started 1 month teacher training. So Yogi Yoga was first yoga center, yoga school who started 1 month teacher training. And since then we have never stopped. It's every month is going on. And day by day the demand of yoga teachers increasing continuously in China, and more youngster. I tell you that in 2003, 4, 5, mostly time the people who coming for teacher training, they are above 30. But nowadays, if you see in our teacher training, 90% of people, they are below 27.
Are they choosing this as a career?
As a career. So that is the really big change here, and it is wonderful. And this thing you only can find in China. You cannot find in other countries very easily. The young people want to practice yoga.
You mentioned before that when you first came to China, you never wanted a studio this big. You've grown very large centers in Shanghai, Guangzhou, and Beijing. And in the meantime, the Yogi Yoga has made quite a bit of money. Is that contradictory to the principles of a very basic, simple
No, I think
yogi life?
what is like we never want to this center, the Yogi Yoga, become so grown. But it is like I tell you, when we started Yogi Yoga, it was just idea to. It is for the friends. But what happened when we started? Many people, your friend, you start bringing more friends here, and other person he start bringing more friends. So people start growing. And in the beginning, we have so small place in Rithang Park. It's called Bell Tower, a very beautiful place. Only 8 people can come inside that classroom. And as the people are growing, and I will never refuse the people if they want to come to practice. And I said, no, well, I only teach the particular peoples. I don't teach you. So I never want to be like that. So I start giving more classes. Before it was 3, then it become 4, and then it become 5, because I cannot hold more than 8 people there.
Right.
But it becoming so many, people are keep coming. I cannot increase more than the 5 classes. So I was teaching from 7 morning to up to 9:30 in the evening. So then I think we can maybe have a little bit larger place. So we hire the other place in Rithang Park, where before it was Yin Yang office there. So we convert in the classroom, and then we feel very satisfied. Now we are free from all the worries.
Does it bother you that it seems like yoga classes here in Beijing and in Shanghai are very expensive? And in fact, some of the classes are even more expensive than you might find in the US. Does that bother you?
You are maybe very right. Maybe in China there is a little bit expensive classes than the Western countries. I think it is not. I don't think so, because of the charge of yoga teacher is so much, but the location where you also need to pay, and it is always very expensive. If you are in Beijing, if you are in Shanghai or in Guangzhou, or it is, of course, if you want to open a yoga center, you will open in very good location, and that location always cost you so much. And it look very simple. I don't think so. To make money from the yoga, it is not very easy, because we need to work very hard. It looks very simple. You rent and you put the mat and it is okay. But I don't think so. It is that easy to making money, because if you think you open a yoga center for making money, you cannot make the money. But if you work hard, money will come you if you are good in your teaching and your service. So I will always suggest many people, they say, I want to open a yoga center. I say, why you want to open a center? I want to have just a business. So many people, when they think only about money, they cannot grow the yoga center. But when you're not thinking about money, but when you're thinking to serve other people, you grow and money will come. And I think as we earn, we also give to the society. We give many free classes to the old people. Also, we give the free classes in the hospitals. So we're giving back also. And I think that make the balance.
So it's a way of life first,
Yes.
and it's a business second. And what do your fellow yogis back in India, back in, what was the town called, Rishikesh?
Rishikesh, yeah.
What do they say when they hear about the story of yogi yoga here in China and of you, what you've created here?
They feel very happy. They also feel very proud. But I'm not the only one. That Rishikesh, it is always was the center of the big masters. It's not because of me, Yogi Yoga, this Rishikesh is becoming famous. But there was a great masters there, always there. We have Sivananda ashram there, and great master Sivananda has lived there. And we have Mahesh Yogi there. He was a great master also. So there was many great masters. Because of them, the Rishikesh become so famous. And I feel always very happy I can contribute a little bit more on that.
So there are always yogis leaving from Rishikesh out to the world to...
Yes, since beginning it was
Right.
like this. The people, the disciples are going here and there in different countries to teach yoga. And if you see, the majority of the big organization in the Western country is developed by the people who come out from the Rishikesh.
So do you call China your home now?
Of course, yes.
It is your home.
Yes.
And you go back and you visit India a couple times a year?
Once a year or maximum twice a year.
So we've talked in this series a lot about the Chinese dream. What is your Chinese dream?
I want, I think what I get here, I fulfill my dream. I always want to love from the people and respect from my student. And whenever I go in any places to teach, and even in the small town, I feel the people have love for me and the respect for me. And that I only want from Chinese people and from China.
And after doing all of this, you still do not like calling yourself a yoga guru.
I will not.
Why not?
You know, I'm still a practitioner, and in front of the yoga master or yoga guru, I'm still a very little child. Because I have seen them, how they are, what their lifestyle. I'm not reaching still there.
So maybe a few more decades?
Yes.
All right, Yogi Mohan, thank you so much for being on Up Close with us today.
Thank you so much.
And thank you to our viewers for tuning in today. We'll see you next weekend on Up Close. Bye for now.